Hi, I'm Lynn Krebs, research economist at the Texas Real Estate Research Center at Texas A&M University. When someone mentions property tax, the first thing that comes to mind is most likely property values, and for good reason. But ultimately, the tax imposed depends on local government budgets and adopted tax rates. Small increments make a big difference over time. In my latest article on property taxation, The Push and Pull of Texas Property Taxes, I explore property tax mechanics, like the components of a tax rate, nomenclature of rates, how rates are set, and variations in rates across Texas. Here are a few takeaways. Texas has the fifth lowest total tax burden per capita. However, since Texas has a moderate sales tax rate and no personal income tax, it has one of the top 10 property tax levels in the country. The good news is that over the past 6 years, due to rate and revenue growth limits and increased homestead exemptions, Texas has improved its standing in the property tax rankings, especially for homesteads. So you might ask, why do property tax bills continue to rise? Tax is a function of value times rate. As a thought exercise, let's use ABC, where A times B equals C. Value A times rate B equals tax C. If C is to be held constant, then when A, value, rises, B, rate, must be reduced. In other words, if a government's property tax revenue on existing properties were held constant year over year, then when values rise, the tax rate must be reduced to keep revenue constant. Let's put it in terms of a current practice for a city, for example. If total value A increases 5% and tax C is to be limited to, say, 3%, then rate B must be lowered. If values rise even more, then rates must be reduced even more. In my article, I explain the difference between adopted tax rates and effective tax rates, and I provide illustrations on trends in rates statewide. As expected, school tax rates have declined substantially. However, on average, city tax rates only declined slightly, and county tax rates increased over the past few years. You'll see potential reasons for these trends in the article. In 2019, Texas fundamentally restructured the truth in taxation process and requires taxing entities to provide property owners with detailed information regarding how local tax rates are proposed and adopted. These online requirements are designed to ensure that property owners can easily access information about proposed tax increases and participate in the public hearing process before local officials adopt a final rate. For more on this, read my article in the summer 2026 issue of Tierra Grande and on our website. Thanks for watching.